What's good, y'all? This is Tropicano,
It's Brown Saint.
and this is Alvarizz. You feel me? So today we're about to speak on a topic that's pretty recent. So I'll let Brown Saint get to it.
All right, y'all. So, this year we've been doing a lot of protests. Well, I mean, not we as in me, but I feel like the Hispanic community, more than anything, I feel like the Mexican community has been showing up a lot. Um, and I love seeing those things. I love seeing,
Yep.
just the people coming out and protesting. Uh, and the media picking it up, and the demonstration of unity for a cause is just amazing. But with that, I feel like there's also criticisms, at least from my point of view. um so that's why I want to speak about like the protests going on, how it ties in with social media, and how it ties in with so many different things, also perspectives and other people's perspectives. Um so I mean, first of all, I want to recognize everyone who's been organizing these protests with good intention, to show the united power between all of the people within immigrants, because immigrants come from different places in the world. Here in the US, a lot of people call it like the melting pot, just because there's people from all over. And you know with being an immigrant, there's also like being undocumented, which is what I feel like we're at least trying to uplift right now. We need undocumented people in this country. Why we shouldn't get rid of undocumented people. um and with that, I feel, with that being said, that I'm giving the flowers to all these organizers and all these people showing up, with good intention. It's also, I feel like it's time for the not so good to be spoken about as well, about all these protests going on. Uh, it's been going on nationwide, but I feel like specifically in California, especially the LA ones have been the ones that have been all over the media. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's reposting them, right? Um, but there's certain things that do not sit well with me. You know, for example, I see in these protests, I see a lot of Mexican flags. You know, and I'm not sure if it's because it's mainly Mexican people showing up, but I would love to see like other country flags, like Guatemala, El Salvador, Jamaica, just like different countries, because I know there's immigrants from all those different countries. Um, so like I keep seeing these protests, and it's like the same thing, just a bunch of Mexican flags. Um, I don't feel like that really necessarily. Um, I don't think that should be like the image that we should be giving for these protests. If we want to speak about undocumented people, um, I feel like, well, I mean, I've actually been seeing a lot of good signs. People who come up with their own signs, talking about like, also not necessarily like anti-deportation, but also anti having ICE going into classrooms, going into churches. Um, so I love seeing all those signs. But yeah, I just feel like there needs to be more representation of those who are not there, you know. And another thing we do have to acknowledge about these protests is a lot of the people showing up are also people who were born here. They're not really undocumented, because we do know the undocumented people, for the most part, it's a risk showing up to these protests.
Yeah.
You know, because if the protest is about protecting our undocumented people, there's going to be authority there. There's going to be police.
Yeah.
Um, so it would be like a huge crowd where God forbids ICE shows up,
Mm.
and it would be easy to for them to round the people. Even though I'm pretty sure like a lot of the people there would like you know what do they call it, like take a bullet by saying
Yeah.
like, oh,
They got
kind of
those kind.
distracting. Uh, but yeah, just like I'm it's starting to seem like it's more of a Mexican thing, like a Mexican protest instead
Right.
of like protect our undocumented people
Right.
type shit. Another thing that doesn't sit well with me, I guess, kind of talking about the flags, is like I know there's been videos going on about these protests where like they're burning American flags. And for those who know my background, like I used to work in nonprofit organizations, and I loved doing that work. It was really fun, and I miss it. Um, Hopefully, I'll be starting to do this kind of work again. Um, but where I was going with this is, um, when you're very involved in the social justice movement, it is very much like anti-capitalist, like fuck the system. And I'm with that, like fuck the cops, fuck all that shit. But here's the thing: we also have to try to be kind of in the middle ground, where it's like being united, because this is what it's about. We can't just be like, oh, fuck everyone, fuck, white people, this, and that. Like, we can't be like that, because how do you expect white people to stand up with us? They're going to be like, what'd you say fuck me for? Like that 50
Yeah.
Cent meme
Yeah.
where, like, who was it? Like Mayweather dissing 50 Cent?
Someone, yeah. What'd you say for me
Yeah.
for?
He's like, what you say fuck me for? Because I mean, trust me, there's a lot of white folks, Asian folks, uh, that want to stand with us, but
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna be upset if they see we're burning American flags.
Right.
Um, so I think if we want to involve American flags in this, I feel like it should be in a good way. Maybe like because here's the thing: we're protesting, trying to show that we need undocumented people. We need La Raza here. So we should show that we need it here. But not that we're trying to, dismantle anything or anything like that. We're just trying to find unity. Just think about like, the civil rights movement. It was very much about unity. It wasn't about like, oh, fuck white people, like, blacks on top or anything like that. No, it was like, Martin Luther King, I have a dream. It's about like, you know, a white person and a black person being in the same table. It's about that kind of shit. That's the kind of stuff we should be pushing instead of like, oh, Mexico number one, and I love being, from Mexican roots,
Yep.
but we also have to recognize that sometimes it comes off as cocky, man.
Yep.
And sometimes I be irritated too, you know, especially when it's like um people who are born here,
Yeah.
you know. Like I like repping Mexico, but I can't also be like, "Oh yeah, I'm 100% Mexican." Like I'm not. I was born here. I can't say I've been through the same struggle as my parents who, you know,
Mhm.
came from a different country, had to adapt. We're privileged.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
big
we're
time.
privileged cuz we don't have to worry about being deported.
Nope.
So it's one thing protecting your people, standing up for your people, being proud of where you come from, your roots, but it's another thing trying to portray something you're not, and trying to put down others because they're not Mexican just like you know and yeah, I guess to summarize it all up for these protests, the only advice I'm giving is like, let's show unity. That's what we need. We need unity. We need to be united. We need to show that we also have a piece in the pie of all people in the U.S.
Yeah.
Us Chicanos, undocumented people, um, all people from all places who contribute to the economy, and especially in California. California has one of the biggest economies in the whole world, bigger than the United States itself. So, let's just show unity. We all just want to be here. We all want to be here, in peace. Oh, another tip: stop using the same fucking song for those TikToks about the protests, please. I know y'all don't even know that full song. You know what song I'm talking about? The Juan Gabriel, Así Fue. There's like a couple different songs too that y'all are just using the same songs. Switch it up. There's songs that are literally dedicated for like these kinds of events. Like Angel, elaborate. You showed me one today.
It's a song by Ricardo Arona called Mahalo. Y'all gotta stop pissing off Brown Saint for real. Like,
For real.
don't use different songs. Be more creative. People are gonna watch your videos. Just yeah.
Yeah, of course. Um, yeah, stop pissing me off.
But anyways, don't piss off Brown Saint, and he's right. But like he said, we all live here. We've all lived here for a whole bunch of years. Our family has lived here for a lot of years. We've gotten along with a lot of different roots. We've gotten along with white people, black people, Asian people, Indian people, the brown boys. My favorite artist is a brown boy, Nav. Named my dog after him. My best friend looks like him. Like, we must all be united. We all gotta love each other. We all belong in this world. Hey, the sun comes out for all of us and the sun goes down for all of us. No one has privilege of having more sun, like, yeah, there's places closer to wherever the sun burns hotter. But anyways, the sun comes out for all of us, the sun goes down for all of us. We all see the moon, we all see the sun. We all the same. At the end of the day, we all gonna be dust. So yeah, pretty much. But like I said, these protests going on, yeah, it's awesome that our people are very prideful of being Mexican, but we must also take into consideration Mexicans are basically, we make a lot of noise, right? But then there's people that are also in danger, other immigrants, people that are not Mexican. They're from other, surrounding areas, and or not. You could be a guy from China, a Vietnamese immigrant, and you still have to face the same struggles that Mexican immigrants or other immigrants have to face. So I'd say we must all just remain united and help each other out, empower each other, try to make each other better people. And if we're not doing nothing wrong, why punish us? For real. I agree. If there's criminals that are immigrants, but there will also be criminals that are not immigrants. It's criminals that are Chicanos, criminals that are white, criminals that are black, yellow, brown, whatever. Like, there's a little bit of everything. But for the people that are hardworking, just trying to make an honest living, it's unfair that they have to live in constant fear and anxiety of them seeing a patrulla and being scared like, oh my gosh, these people are going to take me away from my family. Nah, let's cut that bullshit, Let's just be nice to people. Let's just love each other and let's just be welcoming, to be honest. It's just like, it's crazy that people gotta live through that anxiety and stuff. I see it in my family, A lot of people are strong. They don't show it, but it's there, pretty much. Also, one thing, like Brown Saint said, like, burning American flags, to me, that ain't it, America is a great country. That's why people come here, to live the American dream, to be able to work here, work hard, make money, and send it back home. So, honestly, we all help the economy here and over there as well. But I get it. There's got to be really regulations across the border that these people are placing, which, unfortunately, it sucks. But that's how the law is, and that must be respected. But I wish, we had more opportunities for our people to come over and, be able to just visit, just how we could visit Mexico, other places. I feel like they should be free to visit us, you know, but it's not the way it is. Another thing, it's like I was watching this video of Brown Saint. Some guy was like, how would you feel if like a group of non-Mexicans went to Mexico and they started waving around their flags and burning the Mexican flag? We would be like, what the heck is going on? We'll do something about it. Knowing Mexicans, if someone we in Mexico, if some Mexicans catch someone burning the Mexican flag, those people ain't gonna make it. Those people about to
Exactly.
get eliminated. Period.
Yep. Exactly.
So
Same logic.
yeah, we must just have some level of respect for those who deserve respect. Pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah. Exactly. If we want to get white people to say fuck ICE with us, like we have to show them that we respect them and we want their support. We want support from everyone. Uh after after all, like people power is very powerful. Um One person can start a whole movement. I mean, even look at these leaders in the past, even the ones that weren't so good, like the ones we can't even mention, even like our current leader uh of the nation. Like somehow he has a lot of people, who still believe in him, even though his day one promises, most of them were he didn't he didn't deliver. He hasn't even delivered till this day.
Right.
He said on day one, like all prices are gonna go down. Cap,
Mhm. Cap. Cap.
cap.
All them politicians be lying.
Yeah, all politicians be lying. It's all about people power.
Yup.
You know, that's how we get stuff done. That's how blacks have gotten stuff done here in this
Right.
country. Farmers, all that shit. It's all people power. It's all mobilizing.
People are so powerful, and that's, I guess, what they're trying to control. Pretty sure we could outpower all sorts of powers that exist. People get together, we can make a lot of noise, but you know, they just have everybody so controlled and kind of scared. A crazy one is like over there in freaking, is it North Korea? Kim Jong Un?
Yeah, North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea. Like, bro, Kim Jong Un, whatever his name is, Kim Jong Un, Unk, bro, he is crazy.
Yes.
He be controlling everything. Like, I was reading something where he doesn't let his people watch videos of how the world is outside of North Korea. So they don't know about how people live over here, how people live in South Korea, how people live in Mexico. I don't think so. They just know how people live in North Korea. They just be working their ass off. Kim Jong Un just makes them work their ass off. It's like he has them controlled. They're in constant fear because if they disrespect and they get killed, they get punished. So they're living in constant fear. And that's like to the extremes, but I feel like over here, there's things being controlled to a certain point. But if people get together, we are stronger than anything ever seen.
Exactly. And something that I forgot to speak about. Some of the people showing up to the protests are not there for the cause. They're not there to uplift undocumented people or Latinos or whatever the protest is about. It's a bunch of like, sometimes they're like high schoolers, but don't get me wrong, there's some high schoolers who, they show up and they know what they're there for.
Yeah.
But for example, like the Edgars, like the people on NOS showing up with NOS tanks,
Damn.
but with balloons, doing burnouts, like if it's a takeover, throwing fireworks, like
Mm-mm.
that's some bullshit, man. Like if you're gonna do that kind of shit, just do your own takeover. Don't
Yeah.
show up to the protest and ruin it for everyone. And if you show up and you do that kind of stuff and you think you're representing or like you're doing something you're not, you're making us look bad. like that's not the people who come to this country do not come to do that bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah.
They don't come to play around. They come, they come to give themselves, their kids, a better life,
Yeah.
so they won't be doing that kind of bullshit.
Y'all,
You know,
all y'all people doing them takeovers and Edgar stuff. There's some good Edgars, y'all cool. I respect y'all, but the bad Edgars, the one that doing the takeovers, they be taking Nas, they be having Nas voice. Feel me? Like, nah, y'all parents didn't come here. Y'all parents ain't proud of y'all. Y'all parents didn't come here, bust their ass off, risk death, just so they could have a fucking Edgar son doing takeovers in this little stupid ass car, bro.
stock car with the
Stock
muffler
car.
delete.
What motherfucker did he trying to fight another Edgar, getting hit by a car, trying to be stupid, showing the ass out the window, falling out the window. Some of y'all get ran over.
Facts.
Nah. Y'all finna grow up one day. Y'all finna be like, damn, like that was kind of stupid.
Yeah,
But
I hope they do grow up and see
Yeah.
their own actions. But yeah,
Yeah.
I hear, even with the Black Lives Matter protests back in the day, there was a lot of people showing up and doing that kind of bullshit.
Right.
I know Santa Ana had some protests, and there was like doing people doing takeovers and doing fireworks. Like, that has nothing to do
No,
with the
no,
cause at all.
no.
Like, nothing. That proves nothing. That just proves that you're an idiot.
Facts.
Straight up.
Idiots.
For real, you're not there for the cause.
Loser.
For real, you're a loser. Like, nothing about this is like funny, it's like some serious shit. There's people getting deported, people who fear getting deported, so it's something that should be taken and something that should be taken serious. um so please, if you want to pull up, with the blue buzz balls and the nos tanks and the loud ass, rap music and shit, like, don't pull up. Like, if you're gonna be doing the madre and not actually, joining the protests and doing all these actual chants and stuff, like, get out. Just get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Como dice la película. Get out. With that said, get out. And guess what? Alvarizz out.
Alvarizz out.
Get out.